and we are back for the second episode of the Sport Nest podcast. Today we'll be doing our NFL mock draft since the draft, of course, is tomorrow. But before we start with that, we have some big news that happened yesterday that shook the football world as Rob Gronkowski decided to unretire and told the Patriots that he wanted to play with Tom Brady in Tampa, and they got the trade done, sending him in the seventh round to the Buccaneers, and New England got in return a fourth round pick. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
My thoughts are that, well, maybe it's a good idea for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans or their team, but let's not forget that Rob Gronkowski is still the 24/7 champion, and he's going to have to defend that title any place, anytime, anywhere. So, yeah, it's going to be a busy schedule for Rob.
And congratulations for the Buccaneers on the reuniting of Tom Brady and Gronk. Some of Tom Brady's best years, even in the Super Bowl, were with Gronkowski, and now he has even more stacked roster. He has Gronk, he has O.J. Howard, Cameron Brate, Godwin, and Mike Evans. So let's see how it turns out for the Bucs. I know the Patriots gave him away, but I mean that's all they could have gotten for Gronkowski.
Yeah, it was a great move for both teams. Bill gets a fourth rounder. It's the best you can get for a guy coming out of retirement, and he's stacking up on draft picks that he can use to trade up and down in the draft. As for the Bucs, Brady gets somebody he's comfortable with, one of his favorite targets. His QBR goes up by 10 with Gronk, so this is even better for the Bucs. But I do think they might want to have to give away one of their tight ends because it's too much money being spent there. They have $10 million on Gronk. They restructured, I think, extending Cameron Brate. I don't know O.J. Howard's contract, but I think it's pretty big, and there's been rumors that he might go, and I could see that one happening. But the Bucs do still need some pieces, but they are looking like big contenders in the NFC. And now the other news was today, a minor one. Trey Burton decided to sign with the Colts after being cut with the Bears last week. I like this for the Colts. They lost Ebron. They need another tight end. Yeah, Burton doesn't produce like Ebron, but he has his moments. He has moments in Philly. Where was he before Philly? Oh, Chicago. I don't know if he did that much in Chicago, but I mean, Rivers likes his tight ends, and now he has Jack Doyle and Mo Alley Cox and Trey Burton. So it's a pretty solid move. I like this move by the Colts.
And yeah, it could be like it could probably work out like maybe like a little Antonio Gates. It's just like an old guy, an old reliable guy maybe. Like little plays back here and there for Philip Rivers. Let's see how this turns out for him. I kind of like the move. Let's see how it goes for the Colts.
Maybe he got another one of those touchdown passes in him.
And next news is what's it called? Baseball. The Red Sox. It was Robert Manfred, the commissioner of MLB, finally came out with the Boston Red Sox punishment. He said they did not cheat. He found them not guilty, but one of their the video editors. The replay operator. He was stating some science occasionally, but it was not used that much as an advantage for the Red Sox, especially in the postseason. But the penalties were because of that. They lost the 2020 second round pick. Alex Cora was banned for a whole year, but not because of what happened with Boston, because of what happened with the Astros scandal. The replay operator from Boston is being suspended for 1 year, but Manfred said that there was nothing on Boston, just that he found that and the light punishment, but he said that we didn't use it as to a big advantage, so I guess it's in the clear for Boston. I never thought they did anything wrong from the beginning. They were a great roster. Yeah, Cora did some bad stuff in Houston, and he got punished for that. And, well, as the report says here, yeah, Boston's just getting a little minor thing, but it wasn't because they cheated. The operator just stole some signs, but it wasn't used that much. Well, I mean, I don't know. Right, Dad?
I mean, what can I say? Cheaters get punished, and that's what they're getting. They're getting punished.
Serge?
Yeah, I mean it sounds reasonable. These punishments sound pretty reasonable for something so minor. I never thought, in my opinion, that the Red Sox would cheat. Again, they do have really talented roster, but it's a reasonable punishment for the Red Sox.
All right, and now we can finally start with the mock draft. So I have trades in mind because I believe there will be trades. I know Serge has. Rockdab doesn't.
I mean, I believe there will be trades, but I'm just too lazy to do them, so
I'm going off. Most of mine is going off by all the news I've been hearing. There's been rumors of trades and who people like. So So we'll start off. And the first pick is, of course, the Cincinnati Bengals. Who do you have, Serge?
Obviously, it has to be Joe Burrow. Great talent out there. They need to replace Andy Dalton. I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Rock Dab?
Of course, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I guess this is one of the most safest bets to make. Burrow's going one, of course. The Heisman winner this year. He was the national champion this year. But his senior year, they're not going to have him Burrow. His senior year was his best year, but the only reason he's going higher over the quarterback I believe that is better than him is because he does not have the injury concerns. Now, the second pick belongs to the Washington Redskins.
All right, the Redskins. How could they let this talent go? Chase Young. He's gonna go with the Redskins in my opinion. It's a safer pick for them. Yeah, let's go for the Redskins. Chase Young.
Chase Young, Ohio State.
Nothing to say there?
Nothing to say.
Yeah, the same. I mean, the first two are kind of like the give me picks.
Yeah.
I have heard they want to trade, but I don't think they'll. I think they want too much in return, so I don't think they'll be able to trade it. I do like what Washington has defensively. They have great edge rushers and great defensive tackles, but Chase Young is a can't miss talent, a generational talent. He is the second in sacks at Ohio State through his entire career. Like every other defensive player to ever play there, he is second. I do think he's behind Mike Vrabel, so that's pretty impressive considering Joey Bosa and Nick Bosa both played there as well. And now the third pick belongs to the Detroit Lions.
The Lions. This is my first trade actually. The Chargers trade with them. I have them trading with the Lions, and then with that pick, the Chargers get Justin Herbert. They move up and get Justin Herbert with that pickup.
Who do you have the Lions getting?
Jeff Okudah.
The corner out of Ohio State. I have a trade too, like Serge says. I believe two-team the Chargers. I don't know the Chargers will be able to strike the deal. I think Miami and Detroit had too many connections with the Brian Flores, Bob Quinn, and Matt Patricia. So the Miami will take the jump up from 5 to 3, and Detroit will go down to 3. I think they'll only swap those. I think Miami's able to keep their other two. In Miami, I believe Tua is the best quarterback, but there are some injury concerns. I've heard many teams dropping him off their draft board. Many teams prefer Herbert over him. Executives were asked and all that. And I think, if Miami had the opportunity, they'd go Herbert first because of the injury concerns. Now, Herbert is a very smart quarterback. He can make some plays, but he has to lower some of his mistakes. I feel like he needs to be surrounded with some good talent, and he needs a good coach to build him. And, of course, another thing that helps him is he does not have the injury concerns like Tua. And, of course, he's coming off winning the Rose Bowl, but he does need a little bit of fixing. But I think Miami trusts him more right now due to Tua's injuries. And now the fourth pick is the New York Giants.
The New York Giants. I have them getting Jedrick Willis. Will Willis, right?
Wills.
Yeah, Jedrick Wills. Offensive tackle. I feel like there's better talent out there, defensively, offensively, but knowing the Giants, they're not really good at drafting that many good talents. They're gonna go with something that they kind of need, which is a tackle. I'm going with Jedrick Wills.
Rock that.
I'm going with Jedrick Wills as well, and there's nothing to say here. Serge pretty much said it all, and yeah.
I actually going different here. Now, I know a lot of people say that they need offensive help, and I look at it. I like their O-line. I think they can focus on that in the second round. Right now, there's a can't-miss guy on this board, and that is Isaiah Simmons, linebacker out of Clemson. I believe he's the best defensive player, the best athlete in this draft. He's very versatile. He can play linebacker, defensive end, corner, and safety. And Joe Judge comes from New England, where they love versatile players. I think he's perfect. And like I said in the last one, the Giants added Blake Martinez, Kyler Fackrell. You get Isaiah Simmons, you have your next young trio of linebacking core because you really need to compete because you got Dallas' great young linebacking core. I think Giants could build one here with Simmons, and even if they don't want to put him at linebacker, like I said, he's versatile. He can play anything. He's a can't miss. To me, the best player in this draft defensively, best athlete. He's can't miss. And now the fifth pick belongs to the Miami Dolphins.
The Dolphins, I have them getting going offensive tackle as well. Personally, my favorite, Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle for them.
Yeah, it's
Mekhi Becton, yeah. It's kind of a weird name, like it's Tyrod. It's not Tyrod. I'm going with Mekhi Becton.
All right, rocked up.
I got the Miami Dolphins getting Justin Herbert, University of Oregon, and the reason is Tua. They don't know if he's gonna get back in like 100%. So they're not gonna take the risk, and they're gonna go with Justin Herbert, a safer pick and smarter pick. Yeah.
Alright, this one I had the trade where the Dolphins jumped up to 3 and Detroit gets 5. So Detroit will take defensive tackle Derek Brown. I know a bunch of people have corner for them, and I actually like what they have corner. They have great young ones. I know Jeff Okuda's good, but they really need a top defensive tackle to be getting some great pressure and sacks, and that's what you get in Derek Brown. He's a top. Pro Football Focus has him top 20 on the draft board. He's a great run stopper, and he really pushes the pockets to pressuring and making quarterbacks feel nervous. And I believe he's a top 10 pick. And I have the Lions getting him. They really need a defensive tackle. I say that's more important before you go for the corner. And now the 6th pick belongs to the Los Angeles Chargers.
Well, in mine, I actually had them trading with the Lions. So with the Lions, they did secure Jeff Okuda for me. I do agree with all the points that Raymond just pointed out, but this guy for them after losing Darius Slay, I feel like they need to go with this guy because eventually in the second round there's great good corners out there, but they need someone to replace that big play Slay. I'm going with Jeff Okuda for the Detroit Lions.
Right, Chargers, 6th pick.
Jacob Love.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
They have him going over to
Yep. And same as Herbert, just because of the injury concern, they don't want to risk it, make a safer pick, and they're gonna go with Jordan Love.
All right, the 6th pick, I actually had the Chargers trading back. I agree with him. I think they're still concerned with Tua, but I don't think they want to reach on Jordan Love. So they're going to think about it, and they're going to push back. They're going to go back. And I'm thinking about a team that's I've heard been wanting to jump up and that could jump up. And to me, that's the Atlanta Falcons. They will be jumping up to 6, and they will be taking Jeff Okuda. They really need a top corner, especially because that division just got really tough. They need a guy to be locking out the Panthers, Buccaneers, and Saints #1 receivers, and just allow this game to be their second corner against the second receiver and the third. They really need a lockdown corner, and I know I'm a bigger fan of C.J. Henderson, but Jeff Okuda is really good. You can't miss on him either. Pro Football Focus has him at #4. He's the top corner. He has one of the highest ceilings, and an interesting thing about him, he's a very disciplined football player. Last year, he didn't allow a single penalty. I know this is now the pro level, but I really do think he'll produce the same. I like Okuda, and I think the Falcons really need to make a move. They want to make a move, and I've heard it's for Simmons, offensive tackle, but no, it has to be for corner now because that division got stacked. And if Jeff Okuda's still on the board as I have here, they have to pounce on him. And now the 7th pick belongs to the Carolina Panthers.
The Panthers, I have them getting Derek Brown with my pick. This guy's really good. He's going to fit in that system. Now with that young head coach, Derek Brown is a great talent. It's going to go to the Panthers.
Panthers 6th pick.
Isaiah Simmons.
The linebacker.
Yep.
It's Kuechly or what?
Huh? Yeah, to replace Kuechly. And yeah, basically they need more linebacker depth, and they got their star linebacker here.
I've heard the Panthers would like to trade it, and I understand why. Because you're a rebuilding team, so you got to get more picks. And I thought about a team that could jump up. And this team has been very aggressive free agency wise, and I can still see them being aggressive in the draft. As the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they will be jumping from 14 to 7. As the the Panthers will go down to 14, and they will pounce on who, in my opinion, is the best offensive tackle, and that's Jedrick Wills. They need a right tackle, and he will feel perfect. That's what they're missing to be protecting Tom Brady because he got all his weapons, but you got to give him some protection. And like I said, to me, Wills is the best offensive tackle in this draft. He's very agile and very explosive when it comes to protecting, whether it be for the run or the pass. And now the 8th pick is the Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, the Cardinals. I actually have them trading with Atlanta with that pick, and they moved down to what pick they have?
The Falcons have
The
16.
16th, yeah. And I have the Falcons picking up Isaiah Simmons. I think this guy, I really love this guy. I've been talking to Raymond about this pick. I agree with him. He's one of the most talented defensive players out there. And I would really love him in my team. So I'm going with Atlanta picking up Isaiah Simmons.
Cardinals 8th pick.
Derek Brown.
Derek Brown.
Dedrick.
What?
Hey, you can look
You,
at my
you
draft.
you read it wrong. It's Derek Brown, defensive tackle out of Auburn.
Well, yeah, they're gonna fill in their needs.
I've heard the Cardinals are interested in trading, but I wouldn't trade if I were them. You got Murray, his top receiver, but you got his biggest problem was protection. And to me, the second best in this draft is, well, not to me, but he's been really graded high by a lot of teams and the combine and Pro Football Focus, and that's Tristan Wirfs. He's the ninth player on the Pro Football Focus, so they had to take him to protect Kyler. Now, my concern with him is he's not that very good with his feet, but he is really super physical, so he will use his strength to overpower people. He'll pancake people. But yeah, he does have to work on his feet a bit. But I can see why the Cardinals. And I've actually of all the teams, most of my mocks I've had the Cardinals going worse. I feel like he's perfect for them. It's a perfect fit for them. And now the ninth pick, which belongs to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, the Jaguars. I actually have them going with C.J. Henderson. After losing two back-to-back corners and Jalen Ramsey and A.J. Boye to trades and all that, they had to replace them. That's one of the biggest needs, in my opinion, in their team. C.J. Henderson's second to Okuda and one of the best out there. I'm going with C.J. Henderson to the Jaguars.
Hear about that? The Jaguars now?
I have a trade here.
You're actually doing trades now?
Yup.
Okay.
I have the Cowboys trading Dak Prescott for that pick. And no, I have the Cowboys trading the Jaguars. They're sending Dak Prescott, and the Jaguars are giving the Cowboys their pick, and the Cowboys will select Tua.
First of all, I don't think that would be enough. Just Dak, you'd have to give something else.
Nope.
You can't. You won't keep your your first round pick. You're gonna have to give that one up for sure.
Yeah. Sure, we'll give it to them.
I also have the Jaguars trading this pick. That is better for them to trade and get more. And one of the teams that wants to get up higher is the Broncos. They're really looking, and I have this trade went down. They're looking to pair CD Cortland Sutton with another receiver. Now to me, Jerry Jeudy is the best receiver, but many mock boards have CD coming out as one of the top. I believe he's a little bit overrated, but he's good. I wouldn't want him as your number one, so I think it's perfect that Denver gets him to be the number two behind Cortland Sutton. He was graded 6 on Pro Football Focus. I'm not high on him that much. He's got some things to learn, but I think he'd be good in Denver behind Cortland Sutton. They get Jordan, Drew Lock some help. They give him some weapons now, and you have Noah Fant. You added Melvin Gordon, so that's really what they need to boost that much. Just get him another receiver or two, and I can see him really going up for CeeDee Lamb. Now the 10th pick belongs to the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns, one of the things that they really struggled, and yeah, they got Jack Hawkin in free agency. I got Tristan Wirfs going to the Browns, another one of these highest rated offensive tackles out there. I'm going with Tristan Wirfs for the Browns.
Okay, rock that. The Browns 10.
The Browns. I have the Browns getting Tristan Wirfs.
Also like Serge.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've heard the Browns are in love with another prospect at the offensive tackle, and that's Ezra Cleveland. And I've heard they would like to trade down, especially they wouldn't want to reach for Ezra Cleveland, so you could get maybe some extra picks, and you get Ezra Cleveland down. And now I thought about teams that could trade up, and one team that came to me, I said, there's the rumors that Belichick wants to get a quarterback or premium pick. That would be first round, but I don't think there would be a way to get a good one at number 23. I feel I could see him trading up. I don't know if he'd trade up for in the top 6 because that'd be too much. But many people have Tua falling a lot on their boards. I think he fell to 10. This is respectful, and the Browns being one of the teams I want to trade back, I could see Belichick. That's why he got that Gronk trade to add some more picks to use. And I see him trading up at number 10 with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns go to 23, and they take their QB of the future in Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, to me, is the best quarterback in this draft. Of course, his injuries are a concern to many teams. I believe he's one of the most very accurate. I'm not a big fan of left-handed quarterbacks, but this one is really good. And of course, many people he's fallen a lot of boards. Many people go Herbert, and some teams would rather go other positions before taking him. But I know Bill Belichick would, if he saw him fall, he'd go up for him. And I'm pretty sure he had to talk with Saban. Saban even went on TV saying that he's really good. Belichick always talks to Saban. They've got connection. I guarantee you, Saban told him, you need a QB, and Tua's on that board. You got to go up for him. And now number 11 is the New York Jets.
All right, the New York Jets. To me, they really need a wide receiver to help out Sam Darnold And I know offensive line is also a big issue over there for them. But I think they could address that later on in the draft. There's really good offensive linemen, offensive tackles also. But I have him going with Jerry Jeudy with their 11th pick. I think he's slightly better than CeeDee Lamb, route running, perfect for Sam Darnold and his system. He doesn't have to rely that much on speed. That's what CeeDee Lamb will give you. But Jerry Jeudy is a really great route runner. Even the great Shannon Sharp out there in Undisputed, he even saw how he runs these routes. I have the Jets going with Jerry Jeudy.
I have the Jets getting Mekhi Becton because Sam Darnold, he needs protection, and he's not getting enough protection in the Jets, so they're gonna have to go with an O-line, build around him, and yeah.
I actually agree with Rod Dev on that one. They have, I think, 2 picks, so they could focus on receiver in the second round. There's still some pretty good ones you can get, and edge in the second round because there's a lot that will fall. I say you got to focus on getting one of these top offensive tackles off the board to protect Sam Darnold. And I have the third one that's left, I believe, third best, which is Mekhi Becton. I believe it'd be a really good fit for him. Becton, of course, is many people had him. I used to have him as my first offensive tackle off the board. Of course, he fell with the whole combine and all that, but he's really good at the run game, and he's very great with his feet and very athletic. I just like this move for him to the Jets. And I like that the Jets, they need to focus first on offensive tackle. I know I'd like to see Sandar get another weapon. There's some guys that could really surprise out there in the round 2. And now the 12th pick belongs to the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, the Las Vegas Raiders. This team is gonna get the second best in my opinion, CeeDee Lamb. Another great wide receiver out there, really fast. It's gonna be great for Derek Carr. To pair him up with, next to nothing wide receivers out there. Let's see how he's gonna do. I have CeeDee Lamb to the Raiders.
The Raiders need a star receiver, and well, they need none other than CeeDee Lamb, and they need Marcus Mariota or Derek Carr to throw those passes to their number 1 receiver, which they don't have over there in Vegas. So they're gonna go with CeeDee Lamb here, and they're gonna make him their number 1 man.
I already have CeeDee Lamb off the board, but I agree they got to get a receiver, and to me they'll be getting the best receiver in Jerry Jeudy. Now there was a little bit of concerns with finding out they had a problem with his knee, but the doctors have confirmed he is fine. But I still believe, due to the way the combine has worked in these rankings on Pro Football, I believe CeeDee Lamb will go first. But Raiders come out with, I believe, the best one. He's the best route runner out of all the receivers here. And of course, just a little knee concern, but I don't think that's big. I saw what he could do at Alabama. Very explosive, great receiver. And this is all Carr's missing for that offense. And now the 13th pick, which is the San Francisco 49ers.
I have the Niners actually trading with the Patriots to get Tua. I see this a really good fit. Like Raymond already confirmed the trade beforehand with the Browns. I think Belichick should really go for this guy. He doesn't really have to give up that much for this team. He's probably gonna advise him of the last trade that they gave him for what's his name, Garoppolo. So
Owes him a solid.
yeah, he owes him something. So to get another top pick on QB to replace the Tom Brady that he lost, they're gonna get Tua with that trade up.
I got the 49ers getting Henry Ruggs.
Receiver Alabama.
Yeah, they need more receivers. They just lost Emmanuel Sanders, and to make up for that, you're gonna get Henry Ruggs.
I've heard the Niners, they want to trade down. They want to add a little bit more. And I was saying about teams that can move up. And the one team that really needs receiver, and they have a GM that's very aggressive, and they've been reporting he's being very aggressive into moving up for a receiver, and that would be the Philadelphia Eagles. Howie Roseman will strike a deal with the Niners to move up at 13 and take the next best receiver, and Henry Ruggs the third. Now, out of all the receivers, any of them would go good in Philly, but I really specifically love Henry Ruggs one more. And I believe if he were to fall there to the Niners, a team that wants to trade back, I see Howie Roseman really strike that deal, get aggressive like he already did with the Darius Slay, because that's all he got. He fixed the secondary. All you're missing is getting Carson Wentz, another receiver, and Henry Ruggs. He of course probably the fastest receiver in this draft, so he's really great on his feet and super explosive. And of course, in Alabama, some can say he didn't have many moments, but because he had to share with Jerry Jeudy, but he still had his moments. I really like him, and I believe he's the third best receiver in this draft. Or I could even go higher over CeeDee Lamb because I still have some concerns on CeeDee Lamb. But I already have CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy off the board. So Philly trades up for Henry Ruggs. And now the 14th pick, which belongs to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, after getting Gronkowski, getting Tom Brady, I actually have them protecting Tom Brady with Andrew Thomas. He's a great offensive tackle. To me, top three, other to Mekhi Becton and Tristan Wirfs. This is going to be a great pick. Let's see if they could improve that protection for Brady. I know what's his name, Jameis didn't really have that much good protection. That's why he lost like 5 fumbles last year. But this should be good. Andrew Thomas to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I got the Broncos getting.
It's the Buccaneers.
What do you mean?
The 14th pick. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You don't have their pick?
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Broncos.
They have the 15th.
Oh, well, I got the Buccaneers getting Josh Jones, an O-line.
Offensive tackle.
Yeah, no, he's an O-line.
Yeah, offensive tackle would more prefer. He's not a guard or a center.
Well, yeah, I got him covering up for Tom Brady. They need to protect that old man in the backfield, so yeah.
I originally have the Buccaneers trading up to get Brady's protection, so the Panthers who traded down, they're still debating on what they could go with, but they for sure really need. They could go Kinlaw here, but I think one of the main needs is getting corner, and C.J. Henderson's still on this board, so you got to take him because you lost James Bradbury, and to me that's the worst part of your team, which is your secondary. So you get C.J. Henderson, who has very great upside, great potential. He has great agility and athleticism. Great footwork, and he reads quarterbacks really well. Like I said, I like him more than Jeff Okudah, but not Jeff Okudah is still really good. But C.J. Henderson has one of the best, great upside and potential in getting a guy like him, and he could be the new Panthers legit number one. They had Norman, then it was James Bradbury. Now you get this with C.J. Henderson. And now the 15th pick, which belongs to the Denver Broncos.
The 15th pick, I have them actually getting Henry Ruggs III. This is also going to be really good for them with Cortland Sutton. They need a little bit of speed out there. So Drew Lock could just throw the ball on his first read to him. He could be the first wide receiver, the number one wide receiver in Denver. So I have him getting Henry Ruggs III.
I'm thinking about a trade here.
So did I go?
Wait. Yeah, go.
Well, I already had a trade here where Denver went up to 9. So Jacksonville comes down. And now there's not positions they could need, but Javon Kinlaw is still on this board, and they really need to replace Calais Campbell. So Jacksonville will take Kinlaw, who was the highest rated defensive tackle on Pro Football Focus. He went over Derek Brown, but I still think Brown would be drafted first because what he accomplished more in college. Kinlaw is very physical, very strong. He's kind of sometimes inconsistent, but he uses his length and strength to block shed, and this would be perfect to replace Calais Campbell. I know there's other needs, but he's one of the highest ones still on the board, so Jacksonville would take him. And they still have another pick in the first round. We get back to Rocked Up.
Okay. Since the Broncos, I don't think they're gonna be that confident with Drew Lock. I don't think Drew Lock's the answer for them. I think they're gonna trade with the Raiders for the pick, and in return, the Broncos will get Marcus Mariota. Actually, no.
That will not happen.
Actually, no. I think they will get Derek Carr. They're going to ask for Derek Carr.
That for sure will not happen either.
The Broncos will give a little more picks later in those rounds. They're going to trade that. They're going to get... the Broncos will get Derek Carr, and the Raiders will get another receiver. They will get Jerry Jeudy from Alabama.
Okay.
What do you think about that, Raymond?
That will not happen. Derek Carr will not be traded. He's their starting quarterback.
Was their starting quarterback, which will now be Marcus Mariota.
Do you know that John Green is stupid? He wants Carr starting. It's the GM that I think wants Mariota, but Gruden is stupid. He ain't gonna lose Derek Carr.
Don't be surprised if that happens.
Well, if the Raiders want to suck, I guess they can go do that move. Then we have the 16th pick, which is the Falcons.
Well, I actually had the Falcons trading up to get Isaiah Simmons. So with the 16th pick, I have the Cardinals on the clock, and they get Josh Jones, also one of the better offensive tackles for Kyler to get that protection that he needs. He was the highest pressured quarterback out there, and he still played all 16 games, which is rare for a rookie to do that. So I have Josh Jones to the Cardinals with that pick.
I got AJ Spencer going to the Falcons. Epinesa. Does he get Epinesa?
Okay. Well, this one I had a trade where the Falcons jumped up, so the Chargers and so they're still deciding. I don't think they want to still take Jordan Love yet. Now seeing that he's falling, I think maybe they could get him in the second round or maybe come back and trade up. So they'll take a guy that's falling that they cannot let pass anymore. They need an offensive tackle because they got rid of an offensive tackle to get a guard, one of the best guards, of course, but to solidify that O-line, which many complained why Philip Rivers sucked. They can't let Andrew Thomas keep falling. And for most of the mock draft, Andrew Thomas was the best offensive lineman for Pro Football Focus for a long time, and he was expected to be first. I still think he's a top 10 prospect, but with all these moves, he could fall. But he's a great pass blocker, and I still think he's really good. But I see him falling because all these other guys did really good in the combine to pass him, and I don't think the Chargers would let him drop anymore. And now we get to the pick that Rock has been waiting to hear. The 17th pick belongs to the Dallas Cowboys.
The Dallas Cowboys. I mean, since me giving away Jeff Okudah to Lions, obviously, and C.J. Henderson to Jaguars, the next best corner out there available is Jeff Gladney, and he's gonna go to the Cowboys. They need to replace what they lost in Byron Jones. And I mean, I was debating between safety and corner, and there's for me Kinlaw available, but I think they'll go Jeff Gladney with this pick.
All right, Mark, you actually had them trading there.
No, I take back what I said.
Then you can't change it because Tua.
No, I know. I'm just taking back that the Jaguars don't get our pick. We keep our pick.
That's impossible.
That is enough.
That one, no, oh my God.
That is enough. And I was getting Justin Jefferson from LSU. Yeah, I know he's been falling in a lot of mock drafts, but the kid could ball and he could help Tua out. Those three receivers that the Cowboys got, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and now Justin Jefferson, they're going to be getting in a lot of shootouts in the playoffs. And none other than, I mean, who can help them out? Well, none other than Justin Jefferson.
Okay, well, like Serge has said, I was thinking defensive end, but then they got Alden Smith. I'm not sure on that still because they got Alden Smith and they're hoping Randy Berry comes back. I'm not really sure on their safety because they added Hockenson and Dix to that safety depth, so I think they're still fine there. There's still the questions with Dak, whether he's going to play for them or not. They still right now he hasn't getting Justin Jefferson. They do need another receiver. I don't think they attacked that yet. Now they lost Byron Jones, and I know they re-signed Anthony Brown, but I'm not big on him. I think they need to get a number one corner. And we'll search great minds think alike. That's actually the guy I also have being the third corner off. Jeff Gladney out of TCU. I really like him. Great press cover corner. He has great release, great hands, and he's really great when it comes to man coverage. So he's going to be the Cowboys' new Byron Jones, but I think really better. And I think that's what they need to attack first, and that's the corner position. And that was the Miami Dolphins' second pick of the night, which is the 18th pick.
Yeah, the Dolphins, after getting Mekhi Becton, addressing the offensive line needs, they did address their corner needs somewhat with Byron Jones. So I actually have them getting their second, other than a quarterback yet. They're going to get Xavier McKinney with that pick. And I think that with that pick, they already secured their defense somewhat. It's going to be a little bit better with Xavier McKinney at safety. And I think this is going to be a great fit for the Dolphins.
I got the Dolphins getting Austin Jackson. Offensive tackle. They need the protection for Justin Herbert. And Justin Herbert will get that. And this could possibly be a playoff team. Who knows?
All right. Well, one of Miami's needs, they have a bunch of needs. One of them is edge, and there's a really good edge rusher still available on the board, and that is K'Lavon Chaisson. He's to be the second best defensive end in this draft. He has improved drastically over his career there at LSU, and we all know LSU likes to develop great he can play linebacker as well, great pass rushers. Now he's not very good when it comes to run, but he was one of the leaders there for LSU, so he shows leadership. He's very smart, agile, and he really gets to the quarterback. So even he can't stop the run, he can get to the QB, bring the heat. And I just think I know Meyer has other needs, but he's one of the highest guys on the board, so they can't let pass on him. So yeah, Meyer takes K'Lavon Chaisson out of LSU. And now the 19th pick, which is the Las Vegas Raiders' second pick.
All right, the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. I have them actually trading down with the Eagles, and the Eagles trade up to get Justin Jefferson. Now, I've been reading reports that this guy, although they would love to trade up to get one of the top picks out there, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, or even Henry Ruggs the third, I've been seeing a bunch of talks about the GM saying that this guy right here could be the perfect fit. Me personally, I'm not really a big fan. I know he had one a big game against, if I'm not mistaken, Oklahoma in the playoffs. Was it Oklahoma? I think so. LSU,
Yeah, he went off.
and he went off. So, I mean, if he could bring that to Philly with Walkie to him Wentz, it's gonna be a great pick for them.
Raiders 19.
AJ Terrell. Eli Apple's not gonna work out for the Raiders, so they let him go, and they're gonna need him another cornerback.
I already have the Raiders getting their receiver. So now their next position need is getting a corner to pair up with Trayvon Mullen, and they'll get him a partner that somebody he knows from Clemson, AJ Terrell. He's really gone high. His stock has risen due to the combine and everything. He's a really great press man cornerback. He has great foot agility. He can read the quarterback great, and he's the jump ball challenger. He's really good at challenging that, and he's played in big games. I know his last game that we saw him play wasn't that great. He got smoked, but I think he can overcome that with John Gruden. So the Raiders go Terrell, and now the 20th pick belongs to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, for the Jaguars. I mean, I actually had them getting wide receiver, but I feel like they can maybe address this later on in the draft, maybe second, third round. There's a stacked wide receiver draft. Yeah, there's not many big names, but they're really good, solid receivers out there. Instead of getting Denzel Mims, I had him at first. I still had this guy on my board that I totally didn't see until now. Um, they're gonna get what's his name, Javon Kinlaw, that defensive player for the Jaguars, and that's already what two, C.J. Henderson, and now what's his name, uh, yeah, Javon Kinlaw, and they're gonna go with that for the 20th pick.
Well, with the departing of what's his name, Jalen Ramsey, the Jaguars need a cornerback, and they're gonna get C.J. Henderson. He's gonna be available. And
Did you draft him already?
Huh? No, I didn't.
Okay.
And the Jaguars will get C.J. Henderson.
I
think I drafted him.
The Jaguars do need some secondary, and they also need safety corner, so they get a guy that can actually play both, and that is why I have Xavier McKinney heading to the Jacksonville Jaguars. For a long time, I had Grant Delpit being the top safety to go, but I don't think he makes it out in this first round. Xavier McKinney, I believe, has passed him. He's been ascending safety for Alabama. Even his stock has risen. He has great athleticism, great awareness, and like I said, versatile. He can play the slot corner or he can play free safety. He's smart and he has great anticipation. So yeah, there's the can't miss safety for the Jaguars, who is one of the biggest needs in the secondary. And now the 21st pick, which belongs to the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right. Well, I had the Eagles actually trading up to get Justin Jefferson, so this pick belongs to the Las Vegas Raiders. And I feel like maybe to upgrade their defense, I know they got those two linebackers in free agency, so they want to up in their secondary. So they're gonna get Christian Fulton with this pick on the 21st, with the 21st pick. And I mean, this guy is still really good. He's from LSU. A bunch of LSU players are coming up in this draft, and I think they need to get this guy in order for them to succeed on defense even more with those linebacker pickups.
Well, since the Eagles always want to copy the Cowboys, they're gonna see the Cowboys. Oh my God, they have such a great linebackers. Well, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna draft a linebacker, and it's gonna be from Oklahoma, and it's gonna be Cameron Murray, the junior out of Oklahoma.
This one I had to trade where the Niners go down. And so now with the Niners going down, they will take corner Jalen Johnson out of Utah. He's an improving corner. I had a mix of many in my mocks where he go high, low, or not making the first round or being the second round. But I think they take him. They really need a corner. Some other ones have gone. I think Jalen Johnson has grown over some other ones. He clamps down your receiver number one. They really need a receiver, a top corner. I know they got Richard Sherman, but there's not that much left in him, so they're gonna need a future one. And Jalen Johnson is the pick here. So now the 22nd pick belongs to the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, with the Vikings 22nd pick, they get Noah Ignachy. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but this Noah guy is really good out there. He's gonna be a perfect fit for the Vikings. I know some people are going Trevon Diggs or something in the secondary to address the corner after losing Xavier Rhodes, but I think this guy you can't pass on him. Um, he's a really great talent. He's going up in the boards, and he's gonna be a perfect fit for the Vikings.
The next pick is going to be coming out of DBU. And what's that? Defensive Back University. And that's LSU. Christian Fulton will be joining the Tennessee Titans.
Minnesota Vikings.
Well, what do you mean? This is a Titans pick.
The 22nd pick is the Vikings.
Well, the Vikings will get then I have them getting Christian Fulton. They need cornerbacks. I was confusing them with the Titans.
Yeah, the Vikings need corner or receiver. I say since a lot of corners are going, they'll attack one right now, and Christian Fulton is one of the best available. Great press man corner. He allowed a 40% completion rate all his since 2018 at LSU. He has he reads receivers' hands and eyes really well. So I mean, he's one of the best ones out there. I actually used to have him as the second best, but I believe he fell just this combine. A bunch of guys have risen over him. I kind of lost a bit of stock in him. I had questioned whether or not to have him in the first round, but yeah, I think he's gonna go in the first round. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't, but I see the Vikings getting him. It's either him or Diggs, but I think with what happened with Stephon Diggs, I don't know, the Vikings don't want to make it weird, so they go Christian Fulton. And now the 23rd pick, which belongs to the New England Patriots.
Oh, okay. So I had actually the Patriots trading up to get Tua, and so the Niners drop down. They get K'Lavon Chaisson with that pick. I think he's a great talent out there. I would have loved him kind of loved him for the Falcons, but the Falcons got better talent than Isaiah Simmons. So K'Lavon Chaisson to the Niners.
Patriots. Cesar Ruiz. I have them getting Cesar Ruiz because they need holes to fill in that OLA. And
yeah, but that's not one of their holes. They don't need a center.
Well, that's my pick, and I have them getting Cesar Ruiz.
Well, of course, originally I had the Patriots trading up to get Tua, and the Browns go down, and now they can take the guy that the Browns wanted, and it wouldn't seem like a reach, and they get some extra draft picks. And that's Ezra Cleveland, offensive tackle out of Boise State. I've heard that a lot of teams have liked him a lot, and especially the Browns, but they wouldn't want to reach on him, so they could make a deal to move back. They would, and this is where they get him at 23. Now the 24th pick belongs to the New Orleans Saints.
Okay, the Saints. To me, this pick hasn't really changed as much. I always had him getting Patrick Queen. He's gonna be a really great fit for the Saints, in my opinion. I've done like about 10 mock drafts. I don't see him going in any other team than the Saints, and this is gonna be a perfect fit for them. So Patrick Queen.
Saints.
Patrick Queen.
Awesome. Yeah. It looks like we all have Patrick Queen. I believe they want to get somebody from LSU. At first it was Justin Jefferson, but they got their receiver hole fixed. So now they got to get a linebacker. Patrick Queen really fast. He's physical. He flashed in his big games. He has great contact balance, and he finishes his tackles. And of course, they may be also DBU, but you can also make a case for linebacker. LSU's really good at linebackers, and the Saints will go Patrick Queen. And now the Vikings are up for their second pick, which is pick number 25.
The 25th pick for the Vikings. To me, I think they need to address somewhat of a wide receiver. And they're going to get Jalen Reagor with their 25th pick. I really like this guy. He's risen up in my stock. And I feel like he can't not miss the first round. He's going to be really good for Kirk Cousins. And I have him getting Jalen Reagor. They have to go with him.
Right then. Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk. I have him getting Brandon Ayuk because they need a receiver.
Same.
With the loss of what's his name?
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, they need a receiver.
Yeah, I agree. They need a receiver, and they're gonna go with a guy who's really risen really high to go into the first round, and that's Denzel Mims, wide receiver out of Baylor. Mims is a great outside target, has great speed, and he's a really great touchdown threat. He uses his body extension for many plays, and he has a great combination of size and speed. He'd be perfect to be your number 2 behind Thielen to replace Diggs. And now the Miami's final pick, which is the 26th pick.
All right, I have him actually going with finally addressing the quarterback position, and I have him going with Jordan Love with their 26th pick. This guy as well, I don't know if everyone has been hearing the reports on him. He's he's not top 10 out there, right? And this is great for him to go to the Dolphins. I think he could be not like Patrick Mahomes, but he has Patrick Mahomes' style of throw, and this is going to be a perfect fit for the Dolphins, who miss out on Tua.
Right.
I get the Dolphins getting a receiver to help out Justin Herbert since they don't have that much receivers over there. So maybe Denzel Mims could be the answer. And yeah,
Well, Miami already got their quarterback for mine, which was Justin Herbert. They got one of the best pass rushers available in K'Lavon Chaisson. So now they got to protect Herbert, and they'll go offensive tackle. And this is a guy I think they like a lot, and he luckily falls to him here in my mock, and that is Josh Jones out of Houston. He's a developing project, but I actually think he's really good. A great athlete, and he's improving on some of his minor issues. I'm pretty sure Brian Flores can work with him. Now the 27th pick belongs to the Seattle Seahawks.
And the Seattle Seahawks, I know majority of mock drafts have them getting Gross Matos and all that. I actually have them getting AJ Epinesa with their pick on the 27th. Yes, I don't really like him, in my opinion. But, I mean, he's a great talent, and he's not going to miss the first round, and he should be a perfect fit for Seattle.
well, with the problems we're having with our defensive tackle, what's his name, Clowney,
He's a defensive end.
end. Well, maybe he's not gonna stick around. Maybe they'll trade him up. They don't know what they're gonna do.
He's not on their team. He's a free agent.
Well, since he's a free agent now, the Seahawks are gonna get K'Lavon Chaisson out of LSU.
I actually had the Seahawks trading here. So there's a good linebacker still available, and there's a team that really needs linebacker, and another team that's coming up after the Seahawks would probably use that linebacker. So I see the defending Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, jumping over the Ravens and taking that Seahawks pick. Pete Carroll last year, I think he used it to get some picks. I could see him getting more and doing that again. Especially since Pete Carroll, he's always with those shocking picks and trading back. And Kansas City really needs a linebacker. That's one of their biggest needs at defense. They jump up and take, in my opinion, after Isaiah Simmons, it's Kenneth Murray as the best one out of Oklahoma. I believe Queen will go over him because of the Saints liking him. So Kenneth Murray to the Chiefs. Murray's a great playmaker, has great long arms. He's really fast. He's great, and when it comes to the sideline range, and he moves like if he's a safety out there in that field. So this would be a great pick for the Kansas City Chiefs. Since they've been really quiet in free agency, maybe make a big move on draft night, day one. And now the Baltimore Ravens are up with the 28th pick.
And for them, I actually have them getting, who Raymond just said, Kenneth Murray. And people are saying, oh, well, who do the Ravens need after getting Calais Campbell and all that? I think with this pick, Kenneth Murray could even improve that defense, especially in pass rushing and rushing at the quarterback. Kenneth Murray is going to be a great fit for them, and let's see if the Ravens pick him up because he's a great talent as well.
I got the Ravens getting Gross Matos. What is he, a linebacker?
Defensive end.
Defensive end. They don't have that much over there in Baltimore, so they're gonna need one.
What do you mean? They're stacked at defensive end. Matt Judon, Derek Wolfe, Calais Campbell.
Then I must be confusing them. Now I have them getting a linebacker. What's his name? Oh, forgot his name.
There's Troy Dye, Malik Harrison, Shaquille Quarterman.
Malik Harrison. That's the name. I have the Ravens getting Malik Harrison. They need to fill those needs at linebacker. And they're gonna need Malik Harrison.
So the Ravens just saw the guy that they wanted. So again, one of the teams that don't need that much, probably just a linebacker. So I could see him trading down. And there's a team that made a trade and got some extra picks. Maybe they could use one of those second rounds if they were able to get a second round, or even the one they have. That I think that would make the Ravens think, oh yeah, we'll take that, and I can see it happening. I have the Chargers jumping up to 28, and they'll finally take their quarterback. Since there's been rumors that they want to stick with Tyrod Taylor, so just have a backup there, a guy that you can develop in Jordan Love. And the Ravens go down and think about it more on what they're gonna do. Maybe they even the Chargers have a high second round pick. Maybe they get that one, or if they're able to get the Chargers get a second round from the Falcons, they can give that one up to Baltimore. And now the 29th pick. Oh, Jordan Love. Let me tell you a bit more about him. He has great potential. He needs some help on his mechanics. Has a great arm, and he throws a really great deep ball. And they have to limit a bit of his mistakes, but I think his coaching staff changed in Utah State and everything, the system, so it didn't work as great. But I still think he can improve, and he has a great roster surrounding him in Chargers. So now the 29th pick belongs to the Tennessee Titans.
All right, Tennessee and the Titans. I have them going with Gross Matos with this pick. Majority of people have them going to Seattle. A little bit, like 2 picks higher. And of course, this guy is a great fit for almost every team. But I think he's second to AJ. So I have him going with the Titans, and the Titans are gonna have a great pickup with this guy.
Yeah, I have the same pick that Serge has.
You already had Gross Matos pick.
Oh no,
You changed it.
Yeah, he said everything I had in my mind.
Okay. They do need edge, but they still have some pretty good ones. They launched Jerome Casey, one of their best defensive tackles.
Edge from the WWE. I need him.
They're defensive tackle, so I could see them replacing one. I've heard another defensive tackle might sneak into this one, whether it be Marlon Davidson or the guy I have them going with, which is Ross Blacklock out of TCU. He's really a great gap rusher. He's agile and athletic when it comes to short spaces, and he can also play not only defensive tackle, he can play defensive end. He's a relentless pass rusher, and I think they'll sneak in. And Tennessee, now they could go offensive tackle, but they still have a pretty good O line. They have a pretty solid secondary, and they have some great young edge rushers, even though they lost Cameron Wake, and they're taking that low risk move with Rick Beasley, so replace Jerome Casey, Ross Blacklock. Now the 30th pick belongs to the Green Bay Packers.
All right, the Packers actually have them like majority of mock drafts. They need wide receiver for Aaron Rodgers to progress in his division. So I have him going with T. Higgins. I actually think this is a perfect fit for them. I have not been switching other than maybe Justin Jefferson if he drops down. But to me, the majority of my mock drafts I've done before, T. Higgins is a perfect fit for the Packers. Majority of mock drafts out there have T. Higgins. The GM, I think he prefers T. Higgins. But I mean, if they get anyone else, I mean that's fine as long as Aaron Rodgers gets more help. So T. Higgins to the Packers.
I got the Packers surprising everybody with this pick, and they're gonna get Xavier McKinney. He's still available on the board, and they can't go to waste with him.
But they don't need a safety.
Well, they're gonna draft
They
him.
drafted a safety last year in Darnell Savage, and they have Adrian Amos.
They need another one.
No, one of Green Bay's biggest needs is getting receiver number 2. And I agree with Serge. I like T. Higgins, but I think he's fallen with the stock as the guy that's going higher, which is a guy I'm not a big fan of. But if there was one team that he'd go to, I think he'd succeed, and that is Green Bay. So I have him going Justin Jefferson. I think he'd work there, being their number 2. He makes great contested catches. His footwork is great. He needs a little bit of improvement, but I see Justin Jefferson as a wide receiver number 2 because he wasn't even the best receiver at LSU.
Change my pick. For what? I don't have the Packers getting Xavier McKinney. I have him getting Pittman.
Michael Pittman Jr.?
Yeah.
That's a sleeper pick that he could be one of the best receivers. But I think he goes the second round, but he can go in the first either way. I have Green Bay going with Justin Jefferson. I think he's perfect for them. One team I'd like to see him going to. But I even like to search him with the T. Higgins one. But due to the way this is stock and all that, these GMs, these sources, I think Jefferson does fall in the first round. He's coming off a national championship team. So now the 31st pick is the Niners' second pick.
The Niners. I have them actually going with AJ Terrell. He just fell into the Niners' hands. AJ Terrell is a really great pickup. If I'm not mistaken, was he a corner?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you're gonna have to replace the old Richard Sherman, the one that can't really play man-to-man defense. He could play zone, and this guy could play both. AJ Terrell is gonna be a perfect fit for the Niners, and that's who I have him getting.
I got the 49ers getting a quarterback because Garoppolo sucks. And Jake Fromm is going to be their guy. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be a cornerback um, out of Alabama, Trevon Diggs.
Well, I already had the Niners tackle the corner position. Now, they could have got an earlier receiver, but no, they added some more. And there was no need for them to take one of the top ones. I would let Deebo Samuel be your number one. And now I have the Niners getting this guy, one of my favorite receivers in this draft, and that's Brandon Ayuk out of Arizona State. He's a beast when it comes to yards after catch. He's improved maybe a lot, and especially this year having to be the lone guy after N'Keal Harry left. So he can work as your one, and he can even work as number two when N'Keal Harry was there. So it would be perfect for the Niners. He has great size and speed, and when you think about Jerry Jeudy being the best route runner, you can make a case for him being the second best. I really like Brandon Ayuk, and I can honestly see him going in the first round. You can take him in the second round, but I think it's a smart pick for the Niners. They run really smart now with John Lynch, and this would be great for them. And now the last pick, which belongs to the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs, after losing Kendall Fuller to who did he go to? Kendall Fuller.
The Redskins.
The Redskins, yeah. They have to address that corner position to me. A bunch of people have DeAndre Swift, but I have him getting Trevon Diggs. I don't see him leaving out of the first round, so I have Trevon Diggs to the Chiefs to address that corner position.
I have the Kansas City Chiefs getting someone that surprisingly falls in my draft to number 32, and it's going to be Xavier McKinney.
They don't need a safety either. Bro, who's freaking... I do my research, that's why.
Well, they do need a safety, and they're going to get Xavier McKinney, and this is going to rank with my draft.
Well, I might have them trading up. So the team that trades down is the Seahawks, and the Seahawks can go many ways, but do not overpay for Tommy. Take someone better and young. I know Pete Carroll likes to go with the surprising one, but no. Pete Carroll, I know you're a smart guy. Your Gross Matos is perfect for your team. He's a great pass rusher. Comes from one of the best defensive colleges this year in Penn State. He's a prototypical defensive end. He can play the 4-3 really good. He's really great when it comes to tackle for losses, and he's really good when pass rushing the quarterback. He's maybe he's the best pass rusher in this draft. But of course, many people are in love with guys like Chase Young, Epinesa, and all these other ones chasing. But I really like your Gross Matos a lot, and I think it'd be perfect for the Seattle Seahawks. And that concludes our mock draft and this episode. Plus for next week where we give the grades out and talk about our favorite moves and everything from the draft. Maybe we get some more big news that we can talk about, like how we had this week with the Rob Gronkowski. Anything you guys want to add?
No, yeah, just tune in to just next week. Tomorrow's the draft, so hopefully you guys can get to see it. And you guys, I don't know if you guys want to go and comment on our video and see what you guys liked about our draft picks. And next week we're gonna do the whole draft recap.
Right, Deb? Anything to add?
Follow us on Instagram at Sportsnet Podcast, and if you don't, I'm gonna delete your Minecraft account, your Fortnite account, and everything. So you better follow us. Rock that out.